Going to going to take your good advice and go with a perseverance, or maybe the other side of that coin is stubbornness. This is a poem in that vein called "Once Again Proved in a Switch." Once again, proved in a switch. Thank you, it's proved in a switch. If you're rich, you can be 47 kinds of a son of a bitch. Walk through walls no cell can keep you. Walk through the open church door and ignore the people. Once again, all restraints go unused. Why, son, if you're rich, the sheriff will even shine your shoes. If I listed all the places the charges were dropped, the million myriad places where the law just stopped, it basically flopped. You'd be convinced that all those laws on the books, there just weren't any. And shine that pretty old penny. And if you sadly don't have any, that is, if you are cash short, the law will snort. Or like old Jack Benny, but if you're down to your last few pennies on you, the law will drop. If you had not two coins to rub together, stop. You'll be hauled up on a million charges, or maybe accidentally some copper's gun discharges. Accidentally, of course, because it's rare, but you, poor old pool boy, you'll probably just end up in jail. But it's completely unnecessary to remind any rich man in any court will find a special place to rest his feet on a fleet of eternity's attorneys and make it all read. Steal some secrets, corrupt election, maybe he'll see justice or his next few connections. How he stumbled past any law form, he'll just laugh and pass out some tinsley, gingery, gold-plated chloroform. Steal and rob, murder for sure, and barely 10 minutes later he's waltzing out the door. He'll be rewarded in the end so long as he can buy enough of those judicial, prejudicial friends. Justice looks away and just coughs. Election interference, don't you worry that well-coiffed head. All the charges will suddenly circumstantially be dismissed instead. Election interference, what? That's just for littles. Go right ahead. Your maid just told us the prosecutor's out back frying up your favorite victuals. Investigations of your bogus college scam, they've flopped the hopping prosecutors with willful knowledge. Amazing what writing a few kiting checks can do, whether from Manhattan, Miami, or Kalamazoo. His boast he could shoot anyone on 2nd Avenue no longer seems to ring so hollow. And all that stuff you once found so hard to swallow, more like Daniel in a den of spaniels. Walk on water, steal the race seems simply pathological. But if the occasional reporter dare ask a question, hey, order me up 11,780 votes. In that case, all washed away. But hey, it was just a great big flood of money. Sways the note. Who's to say? All them secrets stacked and packed by the pull at Mar-a-Lago. Any discussion of that? Well, my friends, keep that under your hat. There's been an embargo. Well, New York or Georgia finds some spiner just blinking, slink away like gets in the nick of time. And then, on a sort of larger scale of justice, this is about the ICC court, International Criminal Court. The ICC is just for thee, not for me. What's really going to do for me? The bad guy's got a hold of me. I'm jangling, dangling up a tree. So you see, what you gonna do for me? Surprise for some, because, well, justice is otherwise occupied, doesn't come. Sometimes I'm just the same. A very distant drum. ICC don't toll for me. I walk free. BB and me. Nothing you can see or say stays my hand on any given riven bloody day. We don't count bodies, young or old. Only armies only do what they're told. None but the awful lawful orders are executed. Well, that's precisely the news that we've been tooting. Hospitals, schools, or apartment buildings, yes, they're eager and they're willing. Just enough murder to keep it thrilling. You may ask, why hospitals and schools? What do you take me for, some fool for rules? I'll destroy them all and take them out. Go ahead, stand there watching on the sidelines. You can even scream and shout. Civilized war? What's that for? Don't make me laugh, because ready, steady, Isaac, sometimes the baby just gets cut in half. Should I wait till everyone's dead or the roof falls down all on our heads? Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan says, I'll charge this BB man. We'll see who's ready to execute the law. But some nation states only complain of flaws. There's no arresting the likes of him. Why, if we did that, what'd become of Jim and Johnny? With his rockets bright, who's the drone fleet late that night would have to accost Moscow? And the USA, well, after all, we've bills to pay. And if the UN's all broke up, who'd be around to fill the cup? Maybe justice is too great a cost. And after all, what's 10,000 refugees, more or less? We've stacked them up and ignored the stench. We can't forget it all. Did I just dig a trench? Oh yeah, morally the idea stinks, but don't look away while staring blank. The law's for you and not for me. Hey, we even wrote a law of the sea. It's just for dictators and not the thieving rich. Yeah, sure, you may blame me some kind of son of a bitch, but I've got my billions. I walk free. My army's only answer to me. And occasionally, just for show, we'll present some charges, and then we'll go just as much as the law discharges. But it's like the cop on a dangerous beat. Sometimes only the innocent feel the heat. Just enough for law and order, or maybe it's the season for a little forceful official disorder. But let me tell you, when it comes to nations and the flawless, faultless army of the brutal nation, we don't expect the law of the rule of law. In the international court, well, we can find a flaw. We just don't recognize the ICC. It's not my favorite flavored dessert, you see. Thank you so much.